We're inside the magnificent Duomo, the great cathedral of Florence, completed in 1436, a century and a half after it was begun. Looking around this beautiful city, it's easy to see why Americans fall in love with the idea of living in Italy. Our Mark Phillips has met some who've done it.
For all the obvious reasons, people who come to Italy often find it a difficult place to leave.
Hopefully the records.
Now some are finding they don't have to go home. They already are home. Marcy Blackstone and Leslie Fornes from Oregon, granddaughters of an Italian immigrant.
Good boy, good boy.
Sandy and Phil Ferretti from Long Island via Florida, who run the Relais Ortalia B&B in Tuscany.
For a boy and a girl from Long Island, you've come
Phil
away.
is the great-grandson of an Italian immigrant.
Who would have thought we would ended up in Tuscany?
They've all discovered a connection to Italy that's deeper than they thought.
Oh, I'm standing right on one.
Marcy and Leslie and Phil may actually be Italian.
All right, ladies.
Because of what's known as the law of blood.
A lot of people love Italy. There's lots of reason to. Not everybody wants to become an Italian. Why did you decide?
Life's too short not to become an Italian. Come on. I think that was on a T-shirt. Everybody comes from somewhere. Everybody has roots. I guess I'm coming back.
Tomato and mozzarella.
Perhaps it was written on a T-shirt, but more importantly, it's also written in old Italian laws. Phil has found that unlike U.S. citizenship, which is based on where you were born, in Italy it's based on whether your parents had Italian blood in their veins.
Yes.
Blood that can run down through the generations, all the way from Phil's immigrant ancestor to him. So after years of coming to Italy on vacation, Phil and Sandy have sold up in America and settled down here.
We just felt so comfortable here. We love the culture. We love the food.
Starting from your great-grandfather, Vincenzo.
In setting up business here, Phil's lawyer, Michele Capecchi, informed him he was probably a lucky winner in the Great Italian Citizenship Lottery.
The first member of your family that was born in Italy, when he moved to a foreign country, he kept on passing the Italian citizenship, the Italian blood to the children, to the grandchildren, and so on.
So you're telling me that whether they know it or not, there are potentially millions of Americans who, because of the blood that flows in their veins, are still Italians.
Yes. What determines the transfer of the Italian citizenship is the blood.
America at the turn of the century.
More than 4 million Italians emigrated to the U.S. between 1880 and 1920. Today, more than 17 million Americans claim Italian ancestry. The law of blood means many of them are still technically Italian as well.
They come to me and say, we feel very connected to this country. We love the culture. We love the language. We love.
Can you do it on your own, or do you have to hire a lawyer to do it?
You can absolutely do it by yourself.
Which is why Marcy and Leslie, the Oregon sisters, have come to find their family's records in a small town in southern Italy. Their grandfather, Felice, left for the U.S. around 1900, changing the family name to Oliver. The old name still takes some getting used to.
And how did they pronounce Oliverio? Oliverio.
Massimo, at the records office, spends a lot of time digging up documents of residents who left for America a century or so ago.
E dove ha trovato questo libro?
A Sarapedaggio.
When we heard that we could do it, we got excited.
The dual citizenship would be a great benefit for ourselves and our children.
What's the benefit in it for you?
My benefit is I have some place to go if I want to.
Yeah.
An escape clause.
Exactly.
Yes.
There seems to be an uptick in demand lately.
Are there things that are happening at home now that make the idea of looking further afield more attractive to you?
Yes, there are. Our country's divided, and it is nice to have a place that potentially we could go to sometime.
Laura Lee Watson reclaimed her own citizenship and now runs a business here guiding Italian Americans along their own heritage trails, often meeting long-lost distant cousins along the way.
Nice to meet you.
Citizenship not only connects them to Italy, an EU passport means they can live anywhere in Europe. So what size is this movement now?
I think it's becoming an industry because if you take a look at the Italian consulates, if you look at San Francisco consulate or Los Angeles, there's a 10-year wait list just to get an appointment to submit your application.
Come and get it.
The wheel of history is turning, greased with irony.
Well, I guess that's full circle. Your great-great-grandparent, you know, comes to America for a better life. Your great-great-grandchild goes back to Italy for a better life.
For a better life.
So,
who would have bet on that, right?
Nobody.
I tell you, I don't think I could have written it any better.
It's a story that's still being written.